Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Basic Electronic Circuits lecture number 4A. Today we are going to discuss the diode application, particularly the clipper circuits. Okay, we will study and analyze one type of clipper circuits, basically parallel clippers today. Fine. So before going to this topic, let us revise a model which we have discussed before in the yesterday's class. I have shared a video recording. So let me continue and discuss this once more. So what do you mean by constant voltage model? So we know that the diode characteristics is exponential like this. So what do we do in constant voltage model is we approximate the diode characteristics with this green line. Okay, so that means yeah, exponential curve, you have slightly increase in the voltage, you have increase in the current. But here what are we considering is we are considering a constant voltage. That means at this constant voltage will current will go on increasing drastically. And this approximation holds more or less true because for a small change in the diode voltage, there is a large change in the the diode current. Okay, so in terms of circuitry, what does it represent? This is how the constant voltage model will look like, and these are the components of the constant voltage model. That means whenever we have a diode in a circuit, we have to replace by a constant voltage model like this. An ideal diode has to be replaced by an open circuit if it is a if it is a reverse bias, and it has to be replaced by a closed circuit if it is a reverse bias. And yeah, VD on value is around typically it's basically 600 to 800 millivolts for silicon diode. And here when the diode voltage is less than VD on, that is the turn on voltage, the diode is reverse bias, and this model represents, I mean, it looks something like this. Okay, a VD on battery with a open switch. And whenever the applied voltage is greater than the turn on voltage of the diode is forward bias, and we have a battery connected, VD on, and a close switch. So these all things which you have to remember for the constant voltage model. Now let us begin a topic for today, that is clippers. So basically, what are clippers? So clippers are network that will employ diodes to clip away a portion of an input signal without distorting the remaining part of the applied waveform. Okay, so let us see what does the clipper mean. So simply put, clipper does this. So let's say if you have a sinusoidal input waveform which is varying with respect to time, the output waveform might be like this. I mean, this dark pink color is my output waveforms, and as you can see, it is clipping away a part of my output output waveform, as you can see. Okay, this is my output waveform, right? So the output waveform is clipped. Here the positive part of the output waveform is clipped. That is why we call it as a a positive clipper. Then second type is this. It can also clip a negative part of the waveform. So here it is the negative part it clipped. And we can have a clipper wherein both positive and negative parts are clipped together. Okay, so here is an example of a positive and negative parts both being clipped. So basically clipper does this. So your output waveform wave shape of the output waveform has changed. It is a clipped version now of the input. Okay, either the positive part is clipped or the negative part is clipped, or both the positive and the negative parts are being clipped over here in a clipper. Okay, now let us see the types of clippers. So there are broadly classified positive and negative clippers. It depends upon which portion of the output waveform is clipped. If positive portion of the output waveform is clipped, it's a positive clipper. If negative portion is clipped, it's a negative clipper. Then series and parallel clipper or shunt clipper. When the diode is connected in the circuit, if the diode is connected in series with the output, we call it as a series clipper. And if it is connected in parallel with the output, we call it as a shunt or the parallel clipper. Now, there is one more variety, combinational clippers or two-level clippers. So these clippers, both positive and negative portion of the output waveform are clipped. Okay, for a combinational clipper, or we can say two-level or two-way clipper. Then we have biased clippers. So in a biased clippers, we have a provision of adjusting the clipping level. So we'll see that with an example today. So here what we do is a DC bias voltage. Okay, a DC supply is added in series with a diode. Okay, and this will cover all the above types of variations. The bias clipper. So we can have a positive biased series clipper, or we can have a parallel, biased parallel series clipper or a shunt clipper. Okay, so it covers all the varieties. And in all the above types of the clipper circuits, the main clipping element is the diode. Okay, so basically we should know when is the diode turning on and when is the diode turning off, the point at which it is turning on and turning off. Everyone clear about the clipper types and what do they do? This is the basically the definition, and these are the types. Now let us go to clipper number one. Okay, so this is our clipper number one. Let me adjust this. So for the circuit that is clipper number one given below, plot the input output characteristics with respect to time and the voltage transfer characteristics. Okay, so this is the clipper circuit given to us. We have been given a input supply Vx. The current flowing through the circuit is Ix, and we have a resistor R1 and the diode D1. The voltage across the diode is VD1, and this is my output voltage. Okay, so here we important thing to note is that the value of the resistor R1 should be selected higher than the on-state resistance of the diode. Now you will say, what is on-state resistance? On-state resistance is nothing but your dynamic resistance of the diode, which we have seen in the diode parameters. Fine. So let us begin our analysis. So first what we will do is, we will assume a constant voltage model for the diode. So what do you mean by constant voltage model? The diode voltage over here is VD on. So if the applied voltage is greater than VD on, diode is on. And if the applied voltage is less than VD on, the diode is off. And this VD on value is around 0.7 or 0.6 or 0.8 for silicon diodes. Fine. So what do we do is, let us open one more PDF of the same type, and let me show you the analysis together. Yeah. So on the left hand side, I'll keep the circuit open, and on the right hand side, I can move around with the equations. Okay. So it's the same thing. Both are same PDFs only. I hope you can see both of them together in the screen without any problem. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now please concentrate. So if we apply a KVL in this circuit, so what do we get? Vx is equal to the voltage drop across R1 plus the voltage drop across the diode, which is V out itself. So I can write Vx is equal to Ix R1 plus V out. Okay. So this is the KVL around the clipper one circuit. Fine. Now, if my applied voltage Vx, now Vx, what is Vx? Vx is a sinusoidal waveform, correct? Now, any sinusoidal waveform, let me show it to you something. Yeah. So see here, I'll show it to you, the waveform. So any sinusoidal waveform, so this is my Vx. So basically Vx is Vm sin omega t. Let me show it to you again, that also. Yeah. So a Vx is nothing but Vm sin omega t. So we have a sinusoidal waveform with a peak amplitude of Vm and a frequency of f, that is omega, angular frequency of omega. Now let me show you the waveform over here. Yeah. So this gray color is my input. Okay. And the other one is the output. We are concentrating on the input now first. Fine. So now whenever my Vx is my input, my V in actually, correct? So V in, so let's say this peak to peak value is 5 volt over here and minus 5 volt over here. plus or minus Vm is phi, plus phi and minus phi. So total peak to peak value is plus 10, let's say. So now we have to determine when does the diode turn on in the circuit. Okay, so now Vx is increasing from 0, it has gone to 0.5, it has gone to, let's say, 1 volt, right? So when will the diode turn on? Anyone? So diode will turn on whenever Vx crosses the turn on voltage of the diode, which is Vd on, which may be zero point 0.7. So that means if my Vx voltage is slightly increasing with time, right? As soon as it reaches your zero point 0.7 volts, the diode turns on. Agree, everyone? And
Yes, sir.
until my Vx voltage is less than this zero point 0.7 volts, the diode is off. Everyone clear about this? Okay, let me go to the
Yes, sir.
Yes,
original.
sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
let me go back. Yeah, thank you. So let me go back over here. So now can we say that for Vx value less than Vd on, my diode is off? Easily I can say that, right? And if my diode is off, what we have to do? We have to replace it by its equivalent circuit. Okay, it's model basically. So this is my diode model. So I will replace this diode. Remember, by using the constant voltage model means what? We have to replace the diodes with a battery of VD on, and either it is open circuit or closed circuit. It depends upon whether the diode is on or off. Right now the diode is off. Okay, so we represent it by an open circuit. So what can you say about the current now Ix in this circuit? It's open circuit, so current Ix will be 0, correct? So since the diode D1 is off, current Ix is 0. Now anyone can tell me what will be my output voltage in this situation? In this situation, what is my output voltage? So for Vx less than Vd on, my diode D1 is off. Okay. Now tell me the output voltage over here. V out.
Vx.
Yes, Vx. Why? Because no current is 0, right? So there is no voltage drop across resistor R1. So my voltage V out will be same as my Vx. Okay. So when Vx is less than Vd on, diode is off, and my output voltage is just equal to Vx. Okay, this is case number 1. Now, for the second condition, we have seen that. Okay, this I think. When is the diode turning on? What is the condition for diode to turn on? Diode will turn on whenever Vx voltage is greater than Vd on. Okay, then the diode D1 is on. So when the diode D1 is on, it is represented by this a battery. It is represented by a battery and a short circuit because the diode is on. Fine. And now the current will flow, right? Current will flow in the circuit. But what will be my output voltage? Anyone? What will be my output voltage in this case? What will be my V out?
Video.
Yes, it will be VD on because this voltage is in parallel, and you know that voltages in parallel remains same. So over here is irrespective of the current flowing in the circuit, the output voltage will be held constant to VD on. Will be actually VD on is a constant value, right? What are we assuming? Constant voltage model, right? So what are we assuming over here? Like this. That means once this diode is on, it will maintain a VD on voltage, a constant voltage of VD on across it. That's what the meaning is. Okay. Now let us proceed forward. So we have seen when is the diode turning on, when is the diode turning off, right? Now let us proceed further now. So can we say that when the diode was turning on, when the diode was off, when the diode was off, V out was equal to Vx, correct? V out was equal to Vx here in this, we can see that, correct? V out was equal to Vx. So this is a Vx versus V out graph. This is called as voltage transfer characteristics. Now, Vx less than Vd on means what? The diode is off. And when the diode is off, it is saying V out is equal to Vx. That means what? In the negative half cycle, when when the Vx value is negative, what can we say? We have a straight line passing through the origin with a slope of 1. Because if I draw this line, that means my output value will be equal to my input value. Okay, everyone following what is this? My output will follow my input in the negative x direction. And similarly, when my diode is on, whenever Vx is greater than Vd on, my diode is on, right? So until I reach a Vd on value over here, so here see, until I reach my Vd on value, my diode is off, right? So before Vx is just reaching a Vd on value, diode is just turning on. So before that diode is off, that means again my V out will be following my output will be following the input. So we have a straight line over here. But when it will become a constant now, it will become a constant because diode has turned down over now, and my output voltage is remaining constant at Vd on value, which is around 0.7. Everyone following? And if I combine these two graphs, I will get something like this. I will get something like this. Is this visible? Yeah, anyone has a question? Do someone has a question? Please turn off the audio. Yeah, thank you. So this is how I draw voltage transfer characteristics, that is called as VTC curve. So I'll request you all to draw the circuit, write the conditions on your own, draw the circuit, write down the conditions when the diode is on and off. These are the conditions, and try to draw this VTC curve. I'll give you a minute. So till then I'll continue with my explanation over here. So in the negative direction of Vx, my output and input are constant. My output and input are same. And in the positive direction, until Vx reaches Vd on. So you see over here very clearly, if Vx is less than Vd on, Vx is less than Vd on up till here, you will have a straight line passing through the origin. As soon as Vx becomes greater than Vd on, it will be keeping a voltage across it constant. So we can say that the output voltage is saturated or limited. Fine. Anyone having any doubt? So here we say that circuit number 1, clipper number 1 has an interesting property that if my Vx changes, my output will follow the change in the Vx up to Vd on, and then the output will saturate or limit to a constant value. Therefore, such a circuit is also called as a limiter. Therefore, such a circuit is also called as a limiter. Any doubts in this? So we have plotted the voltage transfer characteristics, or we call it as a VTC curve. Next, we'll go on and plot input output characteristics. Everyone ready? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. So now let me keep this waveform slightly above like this. I hope it's fit in the screen. Let me slightly reduce it. Yeah. So my gray color is my input, and my dark pink color is my output, correct? So here we know the conditions. When is the diode turning on? So when the diode is off, when is the diode off? When Vx, when the input voltage Vx is less than Vd on. Okay. So when the input voltage Vx, here it is the condition. When the Vx is less than Vd on, my diode is off and my output will follow the input. Fine. So for all the voltages of V in, that is Vx or V in, it's the one and the same actually over here. So for all the voltages of Vx less than Vd on, the output will follow the input. So see over here, this is my negative half cycle. So entire negative half cycle, the output is being followed. And it is followed up till below this line, Vd on line. So below Vd on line, my output and input will be same, no difference between them. But as soon as my input Vx crosses Vd on, my diode turns on and it will hold the voltage of Vd on. It will keep the voltage across the diode as Vd on, because that is what this constant voltage model means, right? So over here, my output voltage will be a constant value and will be equal to Vd on whenever the diode is on and whenever my input crosses this Vd on level. Now this Vd on level can be 0.7 volts and this Vm and minus Vm can be plus 5 and minus 5. So in the exam, they can ask you with numbers, or what they can do is they can give you this waveform and they will tell you identify the clipper circuit and explain it. Okay, so there are many ways you can ask this question, or what they can ask is they can give you the VTC curve. You know, this is the VTC curve given. Identify the clipper circuit and explain the operation. Okay, so first is straightforward. The diagram will be given to you and you are asked to draw the VTC and input output waveforms. Second way of asking is the output input waveform will be given to you with respect to time and you are asked to draw the circuit or identify the circuit. And the third is that the VTC curve will be given to you like this, and you have to draw the the circuit and explain the working. Okay, so these are the three possible ways which you can ask the question based on Clipper. If they give you a diagram, input output waveform or VTC curve, they will call it as a design a Clipper circuit. So design means you have to, identify the Clipper circuit, draw it, and yeah, explain it. Okay. Now, uh, we have to name the Clipper circuit. So how will you name it? Based on its output waveform, how will you name it? So let's name clipper number one. So over here, this is called as a parallel positive clipper. Why parallel positive clipper? First of all, the diode is connected in parallel with the output, hence parallel clipper. Okay. Now, why positive clipper? Because it is clipping of the positive portion of the output waveform. Okay. Hence the name parallel positive clipper. Everyone clear how to identify the name now? Fine. Now let
Yes.
me show you one last part. I hope it is clear. Now, if I want to view the all the three waveforms together, that is my input waveform is this. This is my input waveform. This is my VTC curve, and this is my output waveform. So we can view it clearly. See here, if I want to relate the VTC curve, if I want to relate the VTC curve with the input output waveform with respect to time, I can view it like this. This is my output waveform. So as you can see, output waveform is limited when Vx has reached Vd on. And in the negative direction, output and input are following each other, as you can see over here. This is my, so basically this is my input waveform, which is full. Okay, and the positive portion has been clipped. So from here we can draw a line and here you'll get a positive portion being clipped. So it is same only. So all the three waveforms together, we can view it on one screen like this. Okay, so over here in this circuit, only the positive portion of the output waveform is limited. Negative portion is not limited. Okay, so it's also called as a positive limiter. Okay, so everyone clear about everything about this circuit? Now let us go to LTspice and simulate this and try to understand how does the circuit will, function and we'll verify the functionality of it also. Let me close this. Let me open the LTspice window, and let me keep one of the other PDFs also open so that I can relate back to the circuit. So let me go back to the circuit over here like this. So we have a voltage, AC voltage, resistor, and a diode. Okay. So we go to the library and we select voltage. So this will be my AC voltage. Then I have a diode over here. From here only I can select. I'll press Control R and I'll place a resistor over here. From here, and I place it resistor over here. Okay. Now I have to join them quickly. So I've joined them now. Fine. Also I have to connect the ground. Don't forget to add the ground over here. I am just showing the simulation quickly how it will look like. Now, as you can see, the circuit to your right and the circuit to your left are one and the same basically. Now, let me select this as a, let me right click, go to advanced, go to sinusoidal. So let's say you give a DC value of 0, amplitude will be 5 volts peak to peak, and let's say frequency is 1000 hertz. Okay, so these are the components which I've got from here. And let's select the diode as silicon diode IN4148. We have used this diode before. Resistor value has to be greater than the on state resistance of the diode, and the on state resistance of the diode is few ohms. So we can safely select this value as 1000 ohms. Okay. Now let us try to simulate the circuit in the time response. We have to check the time response. Okay, let me close this. So where will be my output over here? I have to identify the output also here, right? So here will be my output here. This will be my output with respect to ground. Okay, so I can write over here as V out, and I can write over here as let's say this is V in. I'm labeling the node terminals. And now if I want to simulate this, I'll click on go to simulate, click on run. Now how to decide on the time period? Stop time they are asking. So the frequency is given to us as, frequency we have taken as 1000. So do 1 divided by 1000. You will get 1 millisecond. So that means if I write over here 1 millisecond, I'll get 1 sinusoidal cycle, 1 cycle of it. If I write 2 milliseconds, I'll get 2 cycles. So I'll write 2 milliseconds and I'll click on OK. So you see the x-axis has come from 0 to 2 milliseconds. Now what I will do is I'll maximize the screen, right click, click on add trace, and I click on the input waveform. So here you see I got the input waveforms two cycles. Okay, which have amplitude 5 volts and minus 5 volt, correct? And see, basically the turn on voltage of this silicon diode might not be equal to zero point 0.7, might not be equal to exactly equal to zero point 0.7, it might be slightly lesser. So we have to take that into consideration. Okay, now what I am doing is I am plotting the output. So I'll right click over here, click on add trace, and click on the output. Okay, actually our diode is over here in a parallel. Okay, so we will connect quickly in the parallel part, and the resistor is connected in series. Yeah, fine. So we will quickly do that. So resistor has to be in the series, and the diode has to be in the parallel. Actually, while I was doing it, yeah, like this, just a small change. According to the circuit which we are analyzing, actually we have a we have that kind of arrangement also, series clipper, but we are discussing today parallel clippers. So here is the circuit. Okay, again, so you see the circuit to the left and the right now are the same. Okay, earlier I didn't check properly. So now you go to simulate, click on run. I'll right click, add trace, V in. This is my V in. and this will be my V out. See this? So now I can check, I can show it to you the waveform. See like this. This is my video on level. Do you want to check how much is that? We told theoretically it should be 0.7, but here its value is around, here you can see, everyone can read out this 653. Please confirm, one of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 653 millivolt. You know what we have told earlier? We have told that the this value will be between 600 to 800 millivolt. And now it is coming as 653 millivolt. So it's quite close and it's remaining almost constant over here. Here also it's remaining almost constant. Here you see 653 millivolt. Okay. So the waveforms, so here it is. So below the 653 millivolt, the input and output are following each other. Okay, and be after that, once the diode voltage is reached, the output voltage remains almost constant. Fine. Now we are you want to see the VTC curve also? Yes, this VTC curve, right? So I'll show it to you. So what you need to do is you need to cancel the, click on the input and delete the trace, and now you right click on the time axis and add V in over here. Add V in over here. So here it is. As you can see, this is my zero axis. I don't know how much it is visible. This is the zero axis. This is zero. So as you can see, above it is reaching around zero point 0.7 volts. Till here it is constant, almost constant. Here there is a slight variation because of the dynamic resistance of the diode. Okay, so don't worry about it. Fine, and also we have a slight resistance in the circuit, so that also contributes to that. But more or less, it's an approximation, right? The current through the diode exponentially increases with slight increase in the voltage. But here this is an approximation, that's why slightly deviation will be there. But we can fairly see that this waveform, this VTC curve, and it's exactly matching with this VTC curve, almost. Okay, and here it is around 653 millivolt. It is reaching that value. Everyone following? This one is the same. This and this is the same. Okay, everyone. So this is how you determine the voltage transfer characteristics of a clipper circuit. Everyone thoroughly understood, because understanding one clipper circuit is very, very important. Rest all are
Yes, sir.
variation of it. Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. So I'll keep this circuit on. This is my clipper number 1. So it's good to write a name over here. This is my clipper number 1. Okay. So now let me go back to B part. So we are again discussing the clipper number 1, but we are discussing ideal diode model with ideal diode model. So quickly we will see the analysis. So what is the difference between the ideal diode model and the constant voltage model? Ideal diode model, VD on is 0. That's it. VD on is 0 for ideal diode model. So we can say over here, these conditions which we have written over here, these are for constant voltage model. Okay, this is the first one. Now for the second one, we have an ideal diode model. So just substitute wherever you see VD on, substitute it as 0. So this is ideal diode model. So what can we say? Vx is less than 0. Vx is greater than 0. Okay, so let me quickly show it to you. Whenever Vx is less than 0, your circuit reduces to this. Your circuit reduces to this. And what is my output voltage? Output voltage is same as the input voltage Vx. Okay, and whenever Vx is greater than 0, Vx greater than 0 means positive half cycle. My output voltage will be 0, because it is a short circuit, right? Because the ideal diode model won't have a supply. VD on supply is 0, right? So won't have a supply. It will be, whenever it is off, it is replaced by open circuit. Whenever it is on, it is replaced by a short circuit. So V out will be 0. So what will be the conditions over here? Wherever you have a VD on, substitute as 0. Okay. So if you have such a condition, then this will be my input output waveforms. Agree, everyone? How is this possible? Look over here. Vx is less than 0. So for Vx less than 0, diode is off and output will follow the input. For Vx greater than 0, diode is on and output is 0. Simple. Next, for the voltage transfer characteristics, it is even simpler. For the voltage transfer characteristics, we have this scenario. For Vx, here it is. For Vx value less than 0, that means negative value of Vx. My output and input are following each other. That means it will be a straight line passing to the origin with a slope of 1. And for Vx value greater than 0, that means for all positive values of Vx, my diode is on and my output voltage is 0. So this is my VTC curve of my for the, and what is the name of this clipper circuit? Positive parallel clipper. Okay, because the positive portion of the input waveform is clipped. Any doubt anyone in this? Unfortunately, I cannot show that in simulation because in simulation there is no ideal, diode. We have a practical diode only. Okay, so that's why in practice, constant voltage model is more preferred compared to the ideal diode model. So this is more preferred. So whenever you solve, I mean, I have explained both. I have explained both constant voltage and the ideal diode model. But in the exam, they can ask you any. So you should be ready with both. Fine with this? Now let us go to the next part, next circuit. So now what we are doing is we are adding a supply, a battery supply. Everyone with me now? Yeah, you all are following, right? Clipper
Yes,
number 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now for clipper number 2, we have just added a battery. Rest everything remains the same. Okay, now we'll quickly in 5 minutes wind up. Now, you tell me when will the diode will be on over here? Tell me the condition for diode to be on over here. So this is clipper 2. So clipper 2, tell me the condition. See, whenever V in crosses the turn on voltage of the diode, that it during that time it turns on. But now we also have a battery, VB battery. So you tell me this VB battery is assisting the diode to turn on, or it is opposing the diode to turn on? Anyone? If V in is 0, what is my diode on or off? If V in is 0, is my diode on or off? With the battery, let's say battery VB is 1 volt. So this VB battery is actually making the diode reverse bias. You see carefully, for the diode to be forward bias, positive terminal should be connected to positive, anode. But here positive terminal of the battery is connected to the cathode, which is the N side. That means this battery is opposing the diode to turn on. That means we have to overcome this voltage. So that means VD on plus VB voltage we have to apply. If VB voltage is 1 volt and the turn on voltage is let's say 0.7 volts, so V in has to be greater than 1.7 to turn on. Are you all following what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
Okay, so that exactly means that means the moment let me go back to the circuit. Okay, over here. Here it is. So this is my clipper number 2. So here what I will say, if V in is greater than VD on, plus VB. It has to overcome that, right? Then diode is on. Then my output voltage will be what? We will decide that when Vx voltage is less. Let's write V in now. From now on, we will write V in. So when V in voltage is greater than VD on plus VB, here it is less than. Now these are the two conditions, right? So for the first condition, if V in is less than VD on plus VB, diode is off and the circuit reduces to this. So output voltage is still equal to V in only. So my output voltage will be following my input voltage. Whenever V in is less than VD on plus VB. And for V in greater than VD on plus VB, diode is on and it is replaced by this network. See, you have an external battery VB and you have a diode voltage turn on voltage. So anyone can tell me what will be the output voltage? So output voltage will be equal to VD on plus VB. Okay, so diode will begin to turn on at VD on plus VB value. I've explained that why. Okay, so here the output voltage will be VD on plus VB. So the output voltage will be a constant and it will be equal to VD on plus VB when the diode is on. Fine. Now let us check the characteristics over here. So remember, it is similar to the earlier one. Earlier we have just VD on. Okay, in the earlier one we just had this VD on value, but right now we have added a battery in series. So what will happen? Let me just take this. Yeah. So now what will happen? My V in, if it is greater than VD on plus VB value, so the DC level has been shifted. We can say this is the DC level, right? Where VB plus VD on is a constant value, and a constant value is a DC. Okay, VB is a DC voltage, and VD on is also constant. We are assuming it to be a constant. So this VB plus VD on is a constant value. So until my V in is less than VD on plus VB, my output will follow the input. Diode is off and my output will follow the input here. And if my V in is greater than VD on plus VB, my output will be a constant, which will be equal to VB plus VD on. Everyone following? It is very simple now. And now let me quickly let me show you this in the voltage transfer characteristics. So same voltage transfer characteristics, only thing that by addition of the battery, that voltage level has increased over here. Earlier it was VD on, now it has become VB plus VD on, and here it is VB plus VD on. Okay, so you have a similar voltage transfer characteristics. So for V in value less than VB plus VD on, diode will be off, and for V in value greater than VB plus VD on, the diode will be on, and the output voltage will be equal to VD on plus VB. Fine. Let me add that battery over here and show it to you what will happen. So let me push this slightly up, and let me push this over here. Okay. I have to increase it because I have to make the provision of adding the battery over here. So let me add a battery. So I'll add a DC voltage over here like this. So this DC voltage, let's say it's 1 volt. Okay. So remember the turn on voltage of 4148, 653. So ideally it should be 1.65 volt. Okay. So now I will simulate it. Now I will simulate the characteristics. So see, VTC curve is going up. So this is my zero line. See, VTC curve is going up. It's around, let me show it to you. So this is same. This left hand side and right hand side, we are getting the same. Let me close this. This is 4B. Just a minute. I am adjusting this. Just few minutes more and then I'll wind up for today. Here it is. Okay. So one and the same, as you can see clearly. It is VB plus VD on. VD on is 1 volt. Sorry, VB is 1 volt and VD on is around here. Let me check the value over here, how much it is. Around 1.64. See, it's getting added. And if you want to see the input output waveforms, you can also view that quickly. So here is my output and here is my input. So now you can see clearly the level has increased. Here is my output. I mean, first let me, now I'll plot the output. So here you see the same graph we are getting, but the level has increased, and that level is right now, it is 1.64. Okay, 1 volt plus 0.64 volt for the VD on value. So it is, this is how you get it. Fine. And now if I change something over here, now in this, just 2 minutes, in Clipper 2, if I change the direction of this VB, what will happen? Anyone? And before moving, this type of clipper circuit is called as biased parallel positive clipper. Why biased? Because we have addition of a battery. Why parallel? Because diode is in parallel with the output. And why positive? Because it is clipping of the positive portion. Now what we will do is, we will just add a battery which is reverse direction. We will add a battery in the reverse direction. So what will change?
Then will it act as a forward bias to the diode? Or will
Correct.
it have
So it will assist the diode to turn on. Correct, na? So that much voltage the diode will require less. Correct.
Yes.
So for Clipper 3, what will be the condition? V in will be less than VD on minus or plus? It will be minus.
minus?
Yes, it will be minus. So let's say VB is 1 volt and VD on is let's say VB value is 1 volt and VD on it's around, let's say, 0.6. So how much should be the level now? Minus 0.4, right? So how will be the characteristics now? I mean, how will the characteristics look like? Let me revise it. V in has to be less than VD on minus VB. Then only the diode will be off. When the diode is off, V out will be equal to V in. V in has to be greater than VD on minus VD or VB. Then the diode will be on and the output voltage will be VD on minus VB. Okay, it will be VD on minus VB. See, you understand one and rest everything follows. Now the question is, how will the input output characteristics will look like? So here what I will do is, here I'll just write -1 and I'll check the graph. Anyone can say how does that happen? So वही हुआ ना, it is to be, we have predicted it to be around कितना है 0.6 minus 1, so 0.4 होना चाहिए, right? So you see here it is, how much it is, minus 337 millivolt, that is around minus 3.3 volt. That is what we are getting. And how we are getting that? See, that level is now what? This level. So the input voltage, if it is less than minus VB plus VD on, why it is coming down? It is coming down because VB is greater than VD on, right? So what is -1 plus 0.6 minus 0.4? So it is coming down. Are you all following? So in the input output waveform also it is coming down, as you can see clearly. Here it is. Okay, so if V in is less than VB minus VB plus VD on, the diode will be off and input will follow the output. And whenever V in is greater than minus VB plus VD on, the diode will be on and it will keep the voltage constant. What about the voltage transfer characteristics? That will also shift down, right? That will also shift down like this. So this will be until the V in value reaches minus VB plus VD on, it will be like a straight line passing to the origin. But here it is a straight line not passing to the origin, but it is almost going there. And as soon as that V in reaches that level, the output voltage will remain constant. So that's how you quickly draw the voltage transfer characteristics and input output waveforms. So let us see quickly the voltage transfer characteristics once, and then we will leave for today. So here is my, I will here plot V in, okay, and I remove the V in from here. So this is how, as you can see very clearly, the level is below. This is zero level and it is coming below, exactly as we have showing on the right hand side. Okay, so these were the three clipper circuits which we have seen. Other clipper circuits will continue tomorrow. Fine, so that is all for today. We have started with the clipper circuits, and we have completed three clipper circuits up till now. Okay, so rest of the clipper circuits will cover tomorrow. So any questions, anyone?